During the recent Computex of 2016, AMD announced a new graphic card architecture made to compete with Nvidia's Pascal solution, and within the design, AMD has proven that they are able to significantly reduce the power consumption of their cards and finally putting 40nm FinFET manufacturing process to use. Besides, AMD also introduced an affordable graphics card with surprising properties for its price. In other words, said to have an excellent price-to-performance ratio. Bringing enough hype and anticipation to enthusiasts and gamers around the world, this is the Radeon RX 480. This GPU's design is basically very familiar to everyone following the previous AMD GPU lineups. Small, simple, and sharing a trait with reference models of the R9 370X and above, like the R9 Fury, which is basically a blower fan complemented rectangular block. One thing that is sure is that I'm not wondering about the basic GPU design compared to the former one, which costs twice as much. The front side is made out of matte plastic above glossy plastic. Once you turn around this reference card, you'll encounter the absence of any back plates. At the same time, realizing that this card is actually long because of its cooling fan. It may not look very attractive, but I agree with placing the ventilation on both sides, which ensures optimal airflow even in a coarse wire configuration. Moving on to its rear, you will be able to attach 3 DisplayPort cables and an HDMI cable into this GPU, and in the end, this is a GPU you get for its performance, not for the aesthetics. So basically, AMD claimed that they introduced this card to deliver VR and beyond HD gaming to the mainstream. Is that true? Let's find out. First, this card utilizes 4th generation GCN architecture, which produces a peak performance of 5.8 teraflops. The RX 480 is available in both 4 and 8 GB of DDR5 VRAM. Now that Nerd Reviews doesn't have access to both VR and beyond HD gaming just yet, thanks to 3D Mark Firestrike, we can at least see that this rig is past the minimum requirements for VR. Speaking of gaming performance, this card will not catch up with the GTX 980, but compared to a Radeon R9 390 of the previous generation, it is very close in performance by only using half as much power. Additionally, AMD is giving us a new feature inside the AMD Radeon Crimson driver called Wattman. This feature gives you an overview and control of the GPU's performance, starting from maximum temperature and maximum clock speed till real-time monitoring of the workload. Speaking about temperature, the heat generated by this hardware actually stays under control. After a small amount of gaming and also some benchmarks, the temperature stays at about 50 up to 60 degrees centigrade. Finally, you don't need to worry too much about the noise coming out, since the blower fan inside this hardware does not exceed 40 decibels even from a very close distance during normal usage. Finally, there's the conclusion that you cannot expect stellar performance in beyond HD gaming or VR. But apparently, there's no other GPU more powerful than the RX 480 at the same price range. Plus, it looks like AMD has finally started to leave its habit at making power-hungry GPUs, in which the RX 480 is reflecting that progress. For me, this GPU is an excellent deal for everyone who wants to build a state-of-the-art gaming PC on a modest budget, as long as they don't care about the exclusive features and other optimizations only available on Nvidia GPUs. So that's all I want to say from my experience with the Radeon RX 480. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.